97% will fail this rare British classic car quiz. For each car shown, see if you can name it before the multiple choice options appear. Score 5 points for each correct answer without hints, and 2 points if you need the options but still guess it right. Can you guess them all? Let's start. Round 1. Identify this car. A. 1965 Daimler Majestic. B. 1966 Bentley T-Series. C. 1965 Jaguar 420G. D. 1966 Jaguar Mark 10. The answer is D. 1966 Jaguar Mark 10. The 1961 Jaguar Mark 10 was Jaguar's most luxurious and imposing saloon of its time, the largest and widest Jaguar ever made up to that point. It replaced the Mark 9 and introduced a new level of modernity. Round 2. A. 1966 Jaguar 420. B. 1969 Jaguar XJ6. C. 1969 Daimler Sovereign. D. 1968 Rover P5B. The correct answer is C. 1969 Daimler Sovereign. The 1966 Daimler Sovereign was Daimler's badge-engineered version of the Jaguar 420, and it combined Jaguar's sporty refinement. Are you nailing this quiz? If you like this quiz, consider to subscribe and hit the bell notification if you don't want to miss the next fun quiz. Round 3. Can you name this one? A. 1966 Aston Martin DBS. B. 1967 Jensen Interceptor. C. 1965 Jaguar XJ6. D. 1968 Bristol 410. The answer is D. 1968 Bristol 410. The Bristol 410 was produced by Bristol Cars between 1968 and 1969, with only 82 units built, making it a rare and exclusive model. This particular Bristol 410 was featured in Call the Midwife, specifically in Season 13, Episode 5. In the series, it served as a minor action vehicle. The Bristol 410 was the last model to feature the 5.2-litre Chrysler 5.8 engine, marking the end of an era for Bristol's use of this power plant. Round 4. A. 1965 Aston Martin DB6. B. 1959 Aston Martin DB5. C. 1969 Aston Martin V8. D. 1963 Aston Martin DB4. The correct answer is B. 1959 Aston Martin DB5. The 1965 Aston Martin DB5 is one of the most iconic British cars ever built. A symbol of elegance, performance, and cinematic legend thanks to its starring role in the James Bond films. The DB5 blended hand-built craftsmanship with sporting pedigree, and its grille and front-end design became a signature feature of Aston Martins for decades. Fewer than 900 DB5 coupes were ever produced, making it a highly coveted classic among collectors. Round 5. Can you name this one? A. 1966 Jensen FF. B. 1969 Jensen Interceptor Mark II. C. 1967 Jensen Interceptor Mark I. D. 1962 Jensen CV8. The answer is C. 1967 Jensen Interceptor Mark I. The Jensen Interceptor Mk1 was introduced in 1966 as a luxurious grand touring car, replacing the fiberglass-bodied CV8. The 1967 Jensen Interceptor Mark I makes a brief appearance in the 1971 film Le Mans, directed by Lee H. Katzin and starring Steve McQueen. This British Grand Tourer is seen as a background vehicle, contributing to the film's authentic portrayal of the European automotive landscape during the iconic 24 Hours of Le Mans race. The Interceptor was favoured by celebrities, including actor Tony Curtis and musician Eric Clapton. Round 6. A. 1963 Ford Cortina Mark 1B. 1963 Hillman Minx. C. 1963 Vauxhall Viva HAD. 1968 Ford Cortina Mark II. The correct answer is A. 1963 Ford Cortina Mark I. The Ford Cortina Mark I was launched in 1962 by Ford of Britain as a compact family car and quickly became one of the best-selling cars in the UK. Designed under the project name Archbishop, the 1965 Ford Cortina Mark I appears in the French-Italian adventure comedy film Les Tribulations d'un Chinois en Chine, English title Up to His Ears. Directed by Philippe de Broca and starring Jean-Paul Belmondo and Ursula Andress. Round 7. Can you name this one? A. 1959 Rover 90. B. 1960 Rover P4. C. 1964 Rover P4. D. 1969 Rover P5. The answer is B, 1960 Rover P4. The Rover P4 series was introduced in 1949 and remained in production until 1964. By 1960, the P4 had evolved into a symbol of British upper-middle-class elegance and engineering. In The Man Who Haunted Himself, 1970, a 1955 Rover P4 makes a brief appearance, contributing to the film's authentic portrayal of British life in the 1960s. While not central to the plot, this classic vehicle adds to the period atmosphere of the movie. Round 8. A. 1960 Ford Consul Mark II. B. 1964 Ford Consul Capri. C. 1959 Ford Consul. D. 1962 Ford Consul 375 Mark II. The correct answer is C. 1959 Ford Consul. The Ford Consul Mark II was part of Ford of Britain's Three Graces lineup: Consul, Zephyr, Zodiac. Serving as the entry-level model, the 1959 Ford Consul Estate Mech 2 204E, crafted by coach builder Abbots of Farnham, makes a brief appearance in the British television crime series Gideon's Way, 1964 to 1966. Specifically, it features in Season 1, Episode 13. Round 9. Can you name this one? A. 1960 Jaguar XK150. B. 1960 Bristol 406. C. 1957 Aston Martin DB24. D. 1959 Aston Martin DB4. The answer is D. 1959 Aston Martin DB4. The Aston Martin DB4 was introduced in 1958 and continued production through 1963, making the 1959 model part of its early and highly collectible series. In the 1960 British comedy film Doctor in Love, a 1959 Aston Martin DB4 Mark II chassis, number DB4/116/R, makes a brief appearance, contributing to the film's authentic portrayal of the 1960s British automotive landscape. Round 10, final round. A. 1962 Ford Cortina Mark I. B. 1968 Ford Cortina Mark II. C. 1968 Ford Escort Mark I. D. 1969 Ford Capri Mark I. The correct answer is B. 1968 Ford Cortina Mark II. The Ford Cortina Mark II was introduced in 1966 and ran until 1970, with the 1968 model sitting in the middle of its successful production cycle. The 1968 Ford Cortina 1600E Mark II makes a notable appearance in the British television series The Saint, which aired from 1962 to 1969. Specifically, this model is featured in Season 6, Episode 7. If you liked this quiz, please give us a like and consider to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for playing, and click here for more challenging quizzes.